And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that break, that brutal OST, because we have returned with the semifinals of ESL Open Cup Europe number 217. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, in the bottom left, we have our German Terran player, the Red Terran representing Team Mouse. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player representing Team Na'Vi from the land of Poland. It is Spirit. Here we go. We're being told in the chat that apparently Hearthstone was streaming. Unfortunately, I guess no one announced the results? Question mark. We'll have to get back. We'll get back to you. Or hopefully someone can let the admin know. Apparently, maybe Nickrak did take down Hearthstone 2-1, possibly, from what we're being told. And hopefully we can update that on the bracket. But for the time being, here we go. We have our TvT, and let me just quickly double check predictions. Can I quickly set up those predictions, Papi? Need a little bit more time to get that going, as we do have an economic opener. Okay, we have a Rax expand here from Spirit, likewise a Rax expand from Big Gabe as well. We have had quite a history between these two players. For those that are curious, these are some of the best that Europe has to offer when it comes to Terran players. Top 3, Spirit, HeRoMaRinE, and Clem. For a very long time, they have been the best of the best when it comes to Terran players in Europa. Last year, I would say that Spirit did overcome and surpass HeRoMaRinE. Like, Spirit was popping off and performing better at events like Gamers 8, IM Katowice, DreamHack Yongshipping, these big events. Spirit was surpassing Gabe, but that narrative has shifted as of the past couple of months. Ever since DreamHack, I believe Atlanta. I think they faced off, and I think in DreamHack Atlanta, Gabe was able to surpass Spirit and actually beat him. Likewise, in the ESL Masters Winter Regionals for DreamHack Atlanta, I believe Gabe also beat Spirit then as well. So Gabe has been more on the rise as of late. Spirit had a solid start to 2023 and even mid-2023, but now coming into 2024, it's Gabe's year. Looking to be Gabe's year. Meanwhile, predictions are open. Hold on. Meanwhile, predictions are open. Place your bets in the chat for who you believe is going to take this series. Up to you. Up to you to decide which Terran player will advance on. Predictions open. Beautiful. As we're getting into our openers here. Okay, we have reactored Cyclones all the way for HeRoMaRinE. We have... ooh, no reactored Cyclones from Spirit. Interesting. This might just be a faster tech lab into tanks. We saw this dynamic earlier today from Oliveira. Oliveira has been very fond of this, of going for a tech lab into an add-on swap into faster tank production instead, as opposed to the mass Cyclone that is the meta. So HeRoMaRinE massing up Cyclones as to be expected. Spirit, it looks like he makes one Cyclone and doesn't go for the add-on swap, but he does go for the tech lab on that factory. He's going for fast tanks. Okay, so this is a differing play style that has arisen as of late for players that don't enjoy Cyclone versus Cyclone, which I don't blame. I don't blame players for looking for another solution. Basically, it's a very defensive style. Reaper scouts, Reaper confirms. Big scout here by Gabe. He confirms he does see the tech lab on the factory, which means he knows that we are not making Cyclones. So again, Spirit, he's rushing into early tanks. What this means is that he's going to be building up towards 3, 4, 5 tanks. He's going to be very defensive, very fortified back at home. This does mean that HeRoMaRinE can be greedier and take a faster third base and gain map control, of course, as we're moving out with Cyclones. There it is. There's the third that we spoke about. Fast third base, which is scouted by Spirit. Oh my god. Very nice scouting here by a blue Terran player as he does delay the CC. Meanwhile, Cyclones are pushing in. Tank is late to siege. But we do siege in time. We do siege up. We do force back the army. We get 2 SCVs across the map. Spirit, very nice control here. Getting 2 workers before being shut down. Likewise, 1 Hellion slips behind the mineral line, but we are defending. 3rd CC's on the way for Spirit. Later than HeRoMaRinE's, but I mean, that's okay. He's still fortifying himself with additional tank production. Now, Spirit, with this, will take a tank lead, but there is a window. If Gabe wants to be aggressive, which he isn't, as he gets 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs in the main with the Raven. With the auto turret pass. But if Spirit didn't throw down the 3rd CC, he could break this position with disables, with interference matrix. Speaking of, it has been researched, and he is amassing Ravens. Ravens are on the way. We could disable these defensive tanks and then rush in with Mass Cyclone. That's only if the Raven, no! That's only if we didn't have the 3rd CC as we catch a Raven. Big pick off. Ay, ay, ay. Gabe happened to be in position. He shuts down one of the Ravens. A big loss there for Spirit, and being at a Raven deficit is pretty huge in TvT. Ravens, they add so much support, so much utility to your army. We cannot bleed them out. As tanks are slowly moving forward. Good tank shots go up. They go up here on the Cyclones. We do see Spirit rotating back around. Trying to get in position to expand and take his 3rd base. Actually, he's pushing. My apologies. I assumed he was just getting in position, but no, we are moving out across the map. Meanwhile, back at home, we have 3 Ravens full of energy here for HeRoMaRinE. And he's in position. He does scout the army. Does spot it. And he's looking to slow it down. Again, Spirit, he's so vulnerable here. Like, I understand the push just because he has a tank lead, but we have enough energy to disable every single tank. We have enough energy for it. Spirit knows. Again, he's looking for a way in. Rotating around. Oh! Trying to zone away those Ravens. There's 1 tank on the high ground. Yeah, the tank is here. Shot goes off. Again, a little bit of late reaction. We do disable. We do disable each other. Cyclone in position, within range. Barely. Gets a Raven. HeRoMaRinE will bleed out a Raven, but he gets a tank. A nice pick off there by Gabe. Tank volley going off in the army. Ooh, tank volley going off of the tank. Getting a 2nd tank. Spirit, he's getting picked apart. He's getting shut down. The tanks are falling. He does clean up the Cyclones at least. But with these reinforcements, we shut down every single tank here. Did cost us a couple of SCVs. 6 workers did go down. As Liberators did head into that natural, getting 6 worker kills. Pretty good damage here by Spirit, making up for his dead tanks. But looking at the units tab here, Spirit, he has lost his tank lead. He has 1 tank back at home. 1 tank to the 3 of HeRoMaRinE. This should not have happened, by the way. Again, the fact that Spirit went into earlier tank production, he should have maintained a tank lead, but that is not the case. As HeRoMaRinE is across the map, laying siege upon that 3rd. Meanwhile, the Libs, they come back in. These Liberators doing so much. Like, Gabe is denying mining, but he's not killing many SCVs. We send 1 forward. We collapse here on the army. Gabe, he loses the tank, and he's losing 12 SCVs across the map. Big damage here. Spirit, he takes a worker lead. Goes back to mining again. Gabe, like, this was a bit of an overextension. He threw away some pretty high-tech units. And Spirit, he's in this. Again, he's got the better economy. He might be down in... No, never mind. He has caught back up in tanks. He has caught back up. Vikings are amassing upgrades on the way. HeRoMaRinE going to be pushing towards the left-hand side. No longer has a clear advantage. Does have the Ravens. Okay, that's what I will say. HeRoMaRinE, he has Ravens over Spirit. Is that enough, though? He can't just say he's going for it. Oh! Being zoned away. The Raven! Left idle. Big misstep there by Gabe. Does lose a full Raven. There's 1 Raven left. Tanks are sieging. Within range of the gas geyser. Are within range. Marines are amassing. Spirit with a comparable Marine count. Would you see a drop into the natural? Marines are being dropped off. Spirit having a hard time dealing with this. Takes down the Viking. Marines are getting into the mineral line. SCVs are going down. Even the eBays are under threat. And we have to collapse on this. We have to try it. Viking going ham. Auto turret thrown down. So many Marines go down. Very efficient trade here by Gabe. But is he overstaying his welcome? Oh. Army steps in. Lib goes down. And we're going for a doom drop into the... Oh my... Calm down. We threatened a doom drop. We don't quite commit. As Spirit is being distracted on the right-hand side. Tanks are sieging. Job is coming back into the natural. On the right, Spirit does clean up the army. But this is what matters. What matters is that this drop into the natural base. We're going for the eBay. We will get it. +2 armor is denied. We try to drop on the tanks, but the Raven pops off. We get the auto charge. We get the disable. Okay, just outmaneuvering Spirit. Outmaneuvering him. Now, Spirit thankfully does have a 4th, whereas Gabe doesn't. Not yet. So Spirit, he still maintains his economy. But he is falling behind in the army. As the drop play continues, we get into the natural. We pull the boys. We collapse on the tanks. Finally, we can focus them down. We can try. We will. At the same time, Spirit, he collapses on the main army as well. He gets the tanks. He gets 2. Tank shot's going to be going off from the high ground as well. And Spirit, he will force this back. Again, much better cleanups here. He does lose 9 SCVs back at home. But he finally cleans up the army and forces HeRoMaRinE to back the hell off. And with that, with HeRoMaRinE backing off, we do see Spirit with a base lead. He's got the 4th. That's the thing right now. We have a 4th base. HeRoMaRinE is pretty committed and pretty all in. I mean, 4th base is on the way, thankfully, for HeRoMaRinE. It's still in production though, but with Spirit being up a base, he's snowballing out of control with his economy. With his economy and, of course, his army as well. Oh. You see Gabe rotating around. Tanks are sieging up. Raven leading the charge. He wants that planetary. Wait for a double drop on the left-hand side. HeRoMaRinE trying to find a way in. Scan does get eyes on him. There we go. 4th base now being taken. Now on the way. Oh, is Spirit in position? He is. I was going to say, does he have an army here back at him to defend? He does have an army somewhat in position. HeRoMaRinE, he does find his way up the ramp. Spirit. He gets caught out. Gets completely caught out. HeRoMaRinEs are going down. We get on top of the tanks as well. We do pick up 2 tanks. At the same time, HeRoMaRinE dropping into the natural. We're going for the E-base. We're going for the SCVs. Spirit goes for a big counterattack instead. He finds the 4th and he will get a kill. Kills the 4th base. Gets 17 SCVs. But the E-base, we deny +2 again. And +3. We deny upgrades. Tank shots are within range. But Spirit, he's going for the kill. He doesn't care. He's going for the throat. Gets the natural. Pushes in. Gets a tank as well. And he's annihilating these SCVs. 42 workers go down. Spirit is snowballing out of control. And sure, he may be taking some small losses here and there. He may be denied upgrades. But Spirit, he's killed the 4th and the natural. And he also gets the E-base. If I can't have 3-3, neither can you. Takes down both the E-base. Denies anything here at the natural. And Spirit, he has done it. He has broken Gabe. Tanks are slowly pushing forward here. We're heading for the 3rd base. The last bastion of hope here for HeRoMaRinE. He barely has any mining left. He's down to 22 SCVs. Marines are getting damage done across the map, but Spirit, he still has an economy. And that's more than I can say for Gabe. That's more than I can say for HeRoMaRinE. As Spirit, he has a massive economy and army here. Compared to HeRoMaRinE. Trying to drop in. Q moves out of Spirit. Dropping into the main. Army's going to be rotating over. And yeah, HeRoMaRinE, he's all in. He is all in at this one. It's all or nothing. Does come across the Doom Drop. Is catching some exposed tanks. But there's still going to be too much here. Spirit's trading inefficiently, but he has enough to hold. That's all that matters. He comes in with the surround. He collapses on the tanks. He cleans up the Medivacs. And that is all that HeRoMaRinE had left. He has half the supply of Spirit. coming in with a handful of attacks. Again, a bit of a desperation move here out of HeRoMaRinE. It's all he has left. GG gets called, and Spirit will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. GG, well played. That was a pretty close one. We saw both players at times overextending, both players taking their own losses. We saw HeRoMaRinE was achieving quite a lot, especially with the push at the natural, with the drop of the natural. He was trading very well and getting a lot of damage done. But as he was, when I say a lot of damage done, he was killing a couple of SCVs here and there, picking up some Marines, getting a tank here or there. But throughout all of that, Spirit took a fourth. And HeRoMaRinE was stuck on 3 bases, was down a base, down an economy. Basically, his aggression needed to do some critical damage, and it wasn't. Which means eventually, when HeRoMaRinE's aggression subsided, Spirit was in a much better position. And in the end, went for a risky move, went for a big Marine run by, killed the fourth, killed the natural, camped the production, popped off, GG. GG. Solid game there out of Spirit. And keeping his eye on the ball. Eye on the prize. May take a couple of losses here and there. A couple of bad trades here and there, but in the end, went for the kill. GG. With that, we're now getting into game number 2. And I'm hoping for an ace match. I'm hoping that we can go all the way to game 3. We'll see if that's going to be the case here. As we're loading into Oceanborn. That's game number 2. Game number 2. And will we get an ace match, or will it all end here, and will Spirit advance on to the finals instead? We are here for it. We shall see. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the red Terran player from the land of Germany representing Team Mouse. Down in this series, but not out. Not yet. Looking to fight back, looking to force that ace match. It is HeRoMaRinE. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the Polish Terran player representing Team Na'Vi, 1 game away from making it to the semifinals. It is Spirit. Here we go. And our TvT does continue. We saw Spirit saying no to the Cyclones, rushing into earlier tank production. Did bleed out a lot of tanks early on. Remember, we saw Spirit with a really rough start, bleeding out tanks, bleeding out Ravens. HeRoMaRinE was looking dominant initially, but we saw Spirit weather the storm, bounce back. Impressive. It's always quite a difficult thing to do. Impressive whenever it's done. And it looks like, once again, economic openers. We saw this in game 1. Both players went for a Rax Expands in game 1, looking to be the same here in game number 2. Again, only a single gas geyser for Spirit, only 1 gas for HeRoMaRinE. This will lead into a faster CC on the low ground. That should be on the low ground. There we go. Boys are on the way. Boys are on the way. CCs are being thrown down for both Spirit and HeRoMaRinE. Getting our units ready. And we'll see where this does take us. After what happened in game 1, it's possible that HeRoMaRinE may deviate away from Cyclone play. He himself might go for that faster tank style. Possible. I'm sure Spirit will do more of the same. I can definitely see him just avoiding reactored Cyclone production entirely once again. Doesn't really seem to be his playstyle. Doesn't seem to be something that he does enjoy doing. But we'll see. As for now, our factories are on the way. Again, we're loading into Oceanborn. Oceanborn, we have seen a lot of split map play on this map. There's a lot of defensive positions where you can kind of hold on to these fringe bases and cut the map in half. We've seen it a lot in TvP, for example, or ZVP, or mainly those matchups. I haven't seen too much late game TvT on this map, but I'm sure a lot of the A lot of that does apply. We could see that here. Reactor is on the way. It's looking like an add-on swap here from HeRoMaRinE, but we'll see. As we also have our own setup back at home. I imagine Hellion first into a Cyclone. No, we're going for the add-on swap. Okay, Spirit. Show us the Cyclones. Show us the Cyclones here as Spirit, there we go, is going for a very different build. This time it's not about the tanks, it's about the Cyclones early on. We do have a medevac in production here for Spirits. Meanwhile, back at home, add-on swap. This is it. This is the meta of TvT. We avoided it in game 1, but here in game 2, Cyclone versus Cyclone. The clown wars have begun. The Cyclowns are coming. Let's go. Oh boy. So typically we would want to build up somewhere between 8 and 12 Cyclones. Typically, but never mind. Okay, we add on top again. Spirit, he makes 2 Cyclones, goes to the add-on swap, he's going for tanks. He's going for tanks once again here, 2 games in a row. Starts off with only 2 Cyclones. Meanwhile, back at home, HeRoMaRinE continues Cyclone production. So, just like game number 1, HeRoMaRinE is going mass Cyclone. Similarly to game 1, Spirit is going into tank production, but he starts off with a Cyclone drop in the main base. Risky move here. I should say cheeky move out of Spirit. Slipping into that main. Third TC is already on the way, by the way. Big scout here by Spirit. Ooh, we'll be losing a Cyclone. Rough trade. Gets 2 SCVs. Does get eyes on the CC, but he bleeds out a Cyclone and Spirit is forced back. And he's going to be behind in his third base. But he was also behind in game 1 anyway. So, Gabe has a faster third. Gabe has more Cyclones. Gabe has map control. What does Spirit have? Tanks. Spirit has tanks. He's working on his first tank already, soon to be second. Spirit can take a defensive position here and slowly build up. I'm hoping that this time Spirit doesn't move out with his first 3 tanks. If you remember, in game 1, Spirit moved out and he bled out every single tank. Like, it was, the move out was very lackluster and it hurt Spirit more than it helped him. So we shall see. As we're just building up the tank count. Raxes are getting set up here. And we're just waiting for HeRoMaRinE to establish his third. He's moving up the Cyclones. Remember, HeRoMaRinE, he has map control. With all these Cyclones, he has map control. He's moving out. He's looking to make use of these Cyclones. Because of this faster third base, I don't see HeRoMaRinE committing into the natural. I can see him trading and posturing, but he shouldn't push in. Should not push in as we are still building up that Raven count. Never mind, we stop at 2. 2 Ravens for HeRoMaRinE, 2 Ravens to Spirits. Tanks do siege in time. They do siege, they force Gabe back. That 1 Cyclone drop is still waiting outside the bases here of Gabe. Still waiting outside. HeRoMaRinE gonna be pushing out. But again, Spirit, he's in position to expand and take his third base. Will get it up and running. And again, I do like the more passive or the more defensive outlook here this time from Spirit. Just because he's building up that tank count. He has a lead and he maintains the tank lead. We have 4 tanks to the 1 of HeRoMaRinE. And I believe we should be pushing with 5 tanks. Typically. Auto tower harass is coming in. We pick off 2 SCVs. Marines do zone them away. And yeah, we're kind of settling in towards a longer game. 4th CC, a much faster 4th CC this time from HeRoMaRinE. We do rush into it. Rushing into the 4th. Likewise, Spirit. Now, how many tanks do we have? 4 tanks, soon to be 5. We're pushing. We spoke about this earlier. Usually we move out with 5 tanks, and we're just about there. So we'll see if HeRoMaRinE can survive this. What do we have? We have 2 Ravens that have a decent amount of energy. Auto tower harass here towards the natural. We get 3 SCVs. Spirit yet to fully move out. 1-1 is done, by the way. And focusing on more auto tower harass in the main. As Raven, is going to be hunted down. But Spirit is pushing. Trying to wedge his way in between the bases. Does go for the scan. Does spot Gabe. Likewise, the counter scan. Yeah, Gabe, he does siege up in time. Spirit has to respect it. He backs up. He will retreat. HeRoMaRinE is moving out. Is moving right through the center. We could see a base trade, actually. Uh-oh. We scan, we see each other, and we don't care. We're going for a base trade. HeRoMaRinE, does he turn around? He does not. He's committing to the third. Likewise, Spirit is going straight for the natural. There's 2 tanks to siege up. They're in position. The boys are being pulled. They have to be. The tanks, they fall instantly. And Spirit, he's forcing his way into the main base. Meanwhile, Big Gabe, he's still a little bit behind. Tanks are sieged at the main. Disables are thrown down. Gabe also breaks through. Spirit, he doesn't quite go for the main though. Not yet. Production is still underway. 1 tank does siege. Meanwhile, the main base of Spirit looking that much more vulnerable. As HeRoMaRinE goes for the natural, he goes for the third. Likewise, Spirit doesn't go for the main base either, but he gets the third base. That's going to be a kill on the orbital. A kill at the third. Both players down to 1 base. 1 base remaining. Looking at the units tab here. Spirit has the better army and a head-on engagement in a straight-up fight, but he's still not came with the production. But neither is HeRoMaRinE. There we go. I mean, the tanks are taking down some Raxes, at least. Liberators are on the way. Big moment there for Gabe. You can see Gabe slowly leapfrogging forward. The starport is exposed. Starport is looking exposed. Yeah, Liberators have arrived for Gabe, and they force back the tanks. Ooh. Barely they don't go down. We get the disables. We're stimming in. Gabe, he sims into the main base of Spirit. Big tank shots going off. Oof. Tank shots go off, but the starport is going to go down. So no more Liberators for Spirit. He has 1. 1 lib holding onto the ramp. Meanwhile, Gabe has 2. Oh, he's stimming on in. He wants the tanks. He wants them. He's going to get 1. Oh, I don't think this was the move, though. Oh, we bleed out too much. Risky move there by Gabe. He bleeds out far too much, though. Loses the libs. He loses his lib advantage, and Spirit still has his. He holds. Spirit, he holds back at him. He wants the Raven. He gets 1. He gets 2. He gets both Ravens. He's going to be re-establishing that base. He kept a CC. He kept his third base alive. He's re-landing it. Likewise, HeRoMaRinE is landing his 4th as the 3rd. Ooh. The Marines, they come in. Cheeky move out of Spirit. Doesn't get it. He's out of position, though. He pulls over towards the base, which means the tanks are going to go down. We get 1, we get 2, we get 3. 3 tanks, big pickoffs. But we killed the base. The CC was killed. Oh, we can see HeRoMaRinE trying to hunt Spirit down. Spirit dragged into tank fire. Gets a Viking. Another tank shot goes off. Spirit bleeding out a lot of Marines. He's going to lose almost everything. But Spirit is on 2 bases and Gabe is on 1. That is what matters right now. Spirit, he's up a base. Look at the units tab. Spirit, he's down in tanks, even in Liberators, up in Marines. Spirit is ahead. Straight up, he is in a better position. And Gabe is all in. Like, all the Spirit has to do is defend. And we have a beautiful defensive line here. We have 3 tanks sieged. We have a Liberator as well. You can see HeRoMaRinE slowly leapfrogging forward. He has the lib. Does have that 1 Liberator. Forces the unsiege. That's a late unsiege from Spirit. 1 tank goes down. Every tank counts. As HeRoMaRinE has a tank lead overall. 4 tanks to 2. Again, Gabe, he can make this work. He comes out with another lib. Being dragged into Marines. Yeah, we can see the Spirit. He's being forced further and further back. Bullied by these Liberators. But Vikings are on the way. We stim in! Oh, he's crazy. Sims on 40. He gets 2 libs and a tank. He bleeds out a lot of Marines. At the same time, though, we do have... Oh my god. Do have some harass across the map. 11 SCVs went down. Do I have the battle report? Yeah, it was a drop. That was a Marine drop across the map. So drop? So landed Viking? I don't know. But that was 11 SCVs. As Gaby's running out of steam, we still on forward. We dive on top of the army. Big tank shots. But again, Spirit, he has the supply lead. He has every kind of lead he could hope for. Only 10 workers for Gabe. That's all he has left. And maybe it's the winter. Maybe it's the cold winter months here, because Spirit was looking dominant over Gabe at the beginning of 2023, and we replicate that success here in 2024. Can we pull it off? I mean, we are. Like, what can Gabe do from here? He's slowly pushing forward with one tank. The only tank he has. I mean, he has Vikings to zone away the libs. Marines are pushing forward, but we have plenty to defend. The Marines, they can't really threaten much. Liberator gets across the map. Oh, SCVs are falling. I must have been just lip harass earlier. We got 4 SCV kills. 8 in total. And Liberator does continue there. Meanwhile, we're pulling on forward. We pull the boys! We get on top of the tank. The tank finally goes down. It finally does fall, and it looks like we clean everything up. There's nothing left here for Gabe. The Marines, the Medivacs, everything is being targeted. Gabe trading well for himself, but that is all we had left. Oh, he killed all the Marines. No shot. There's 2 Marines left. Gabe, do we do this? Can we pull this off? Again, Gabe, he had really good target firing there. But good hold position out of Spirit. Gabe making a game out of this. That was an insane trade, by the way. Very well done by Gabe. Again, he is making this close. Spirit still has the better economy. Oh, have to be careful with the rally. Marines are threatening that base. We do have even upgrades. Big tank shot goes off. GG gets called. That's all we had left. And Spirit will take the series 2-0. GG. GG. Well played. Hold on. And a big shout out in the chat. Big shout out in the chat to an old friend. Ga, papi, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? Dastan se la come. Much love, papi, much love. A big raid from Dastan. He is a Chilean Protoss. He was a Chilean Protoss. Fun fact, he finished med school. You know, he's now a medical engineer. Big shout out to Dastan. Hope you had a great stream. Hope you had a great stream overall. And thank you so much for the raid. Much love, papi. Much love. And congratulations here to Spirit as he takes the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. And yeah, that's a big win for Spirit. Again, HeRoMaRinE or Big Gabe has been a more favored player as of late these past couple of months, so this is a big moment here for Spirit to bounce back, to shut Big Gabe down in a 2-0 fashion. Very impressive. GG. Congratulations to Spirit for winning the series here, for advancing on to the grand finals. And the question becomes, who will he face? Who will he face in those finals? Let's find out. Let us find out. Again, that was a very chaotic, very dynamic series as well, the TvT. I love that both players scanned each other and they just went for the base trade. they sent it, but we went for the base trade instead. It was wild, it was crazy. It's everything we want in a TvT, to be honest. GG. And this is what I assumed would happen, where Spirit makes it to the finals and the upper semis still has yet to conclude. We still don't have the upper semis, so we can actually cast it. We can jump on over and start focusing on the upper half of the bracket. Max Pax versus Geralt still ongoing. Winner goes up against Nickrat. We had the reported score earlier, but Nickrat did take down Hearthstone 2-0. Did take down Hearthstone 2-1. My apologies, 2-1. Impressive that Hearthstone forced the ace match, but again, Nickrack, after beating Skilless, I was like, yeah, he'll beat Hearthstone. I was no shot. So big shout to Nickrack having a deep run, flexing his TvP, beating Skilless and Hearthstone. Very impressive results here by Nickrack. He advances on to the semifinals, where he's waiting for another Protoss. I mean, Nickrack, he's popping off in TvP. A Protoss is exactly what he wants. But which Protoss is the question? Which Protoss player? As we do need to quickly have a look and figure out where we are. One moment here. I believe Steadfast is casting the PvP. And I just want to confirm. Okay. Oh, they're on Radisson Station. Okay, so Steadfast, he is casting the PvP, and he is in game number 2. MaxPax is leading the series 1-0 against Geralt. And they're on Radisson Station. It's going to be a long one. It's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long game, Papi. So they're on Radisson Station. It is a 13-minute game. It can go even longer than that, I'm sure. So it's something to keep an eye out for. So if Geralt wins game number 2, then we're going to be jumping into the ace match of MaxPax versus Geralt. Otherwise, we're going to be following MaxPax into the semifinals against Nickrack. So we have at least 2 series left. We will be casting the upper semis, and we will also be casting the grand finals. We might even get a bit of the quarterfinals. That's a solid maybe on that one. Solid maybe on that one. So, yeah, with that, we do need a moment to set things up. And to pay out the predictions as well. I will not forget. Will not forget. But so until then, we're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be heading over to a short break. When we return, we will have a series. Again, either the ace match of MaxPax versus Geralt or the upper semifinals. One of the two. Until then, take this moment to get some snacks, get some water, get some food, hydrate a Hydra, stretch your roaches, massage your Marines, and drain all your disruptors. When we return, we will have the remainder of ESL Open Cup Europe, number 217. See you soon.